The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Vintage Story. So, at the end of the last stream, I had said that I was going to do stuff on this game, and I did not do anything. I also don't think I switched the sounds, because I do not hear the sound. Why is it on the speakers if the speakers are not on? It's the only thing about this game that I don't like, is that it doesn't automatically switch the audio. So, in the last stream, we had just switched the hides from weak tannin into this strong tannin. Once those are done in about half a day, I have to fill this up with strong tannin again, just so it catches up with all of these. This is going to be turned into lime water at some point, and I think that's what the quern is working on. No, it was actually making flour. Oh, that's right, we were making a lot of pies in the last episode. And they're good for 25 years, not in a cellar. Actually, this whole place is a cellar. I forgot about that. Alright, well, what I'm gonna do is, for one, turn this off. And the next time we go to the power system, we'll turn off power coming over here. So this was another thing I was going to do off stream. I also said that I was going to move this building up one block. I still have yet to do that. I was so focused on trying to catch up with editing YouTube videos that I did not do any of that, and that's why we're caught up to only being 2 weeks behind now instead of 2 months behind. The third thing I said I was going to do and did not do was not in this box. Where are they? Right here. I was going to pan through all the bony soil, because that does take a while to do one block. So, what we're going to be doing today is first trying to make all that lime water. So that would be in here. We're going to have to mill down... Is lime water a 1-to-1 ratio? I think it is, but I'm not sure. 1 liter per 1 stone. 1 liter per 1 piece of lime. And I'm pretty sure 1 stone is 1 lime. So we need 5 stacks of 50. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have 5 stacks of 50 here, but we're going to try. I do want to get into using our stone mod. Ooh. We do have 5 stacks of 50. Look at that. It obviously doesn't look like 5 stacks in there, but we have 5 stacks. We can sort that. Where did we find the sulfur? We're going to need sulfur later on. I do want to get into getting things ready for steel. I've been reading up by watching YouTube videos on steel making, and it's honestly not that difficult for us to do right now. The main thing that we would need is the pulverizer for crushing some stones if the quern cannot do those stones. And the hardest part for us to do that is that we would have to do a temporary setup for the pulverizer and then move it up to where we're trying to put it. Anyway, let's go in here. And I did count correctly as far as I can see. And I guess I have to separate these. Oh, I forgot I have to crush it. That's another thing I want to do at some point. I want to get an automated system of things. So we could have like the quern in here for minimal stuff. So if we're making a few things of flour, we can have it in here. But what I want to do is set up a pulverizer and quern thing that will automatically crush and grind anything we put into it. So the quern usually spits out automated items on all four sides, so it'll just throw it on the ground. This quern has not done that, even though it's been automated. So I don't know if it's because we don't have a funnel going into it that it's not spitting out. I mean, I've been placing in the grain into here, and it's been over here. So I think when I hand place it in here, it doesn't spit out. But if we had a chest up top that was funneling it into the quern, I think at that point it would automatically spit out on the ground. And we want to do more funnels to catch the stuff if it doesn't get stuck in here. So let's throw this in there. We actually need to turn this back on, so I should have left it on. And the only thing I want to make sure is that we get one crushed piece. Okay, we do. So, with our stone creation mod thing, we can take large chunks of stone from an area and bring it back here and then work it with different tools that we would have to make. That's part of the rebel storage, or I should say the rebel storage is part of that. And I kind of want to get into it, so that would mean we would have to use this building. And I don't think we have anything set up for that. So let me check on the power setup. Maybe we work on the vineyard before we do anything else, because I kind of want a path going to this door. But if we go down here to our power setup, I know we didn't connect all the way to here. What I think we need another, we do need another large gear. And oh, that's right, we need a clutch, a transformer over here, not a transformer. Clutch and transmission right here. Looks like I have well, there's a shiver somewhere, but it looks like I have all the gears leading over to here, so we just need the main shaft and then everything else that goes in here. Let's go find where that shiver is. I think... I mean, it's not down here, so I think it's going to be in the roof of this room. I don't have my axe on me, which is a little bit odd. I can't really see well. I doubt a shiver can fit right there in that one block. So not too worried about that. Okay. Oh, there was one thing. We are gonna do a prediction. Now, this prediction is going to be viewed as a poll in the terms of what we're using it for. I just don't want to have a poll going for the entire stream. So, if we do this, It's gonna be a yes or no question thing. So let me type it out and then I will talk about it. I had to figure out how to make the name shorter. Okay, I think I have this in a way that would make sense. So I'm gonna... Why is it saying submission period is 30 seconds for this prediction? Oh, I can only have a prediction for 30 minutes long. We'll do it. Okay, prediction is started. Remember, you don't have to put a lot of points in. At the end of the prediction, I'm either going to delete it or just choose a non-winning option so nobody loses their points or gains points in a way, if I can delete it. So, the idea with Vintage Story is, should we do a series on YouTube where I spend time in every progression stage doing everything that you can do before going to the next thing? So when you first start in Vintage Story, you start with flint tools, and I want to know how many different things can we do with flint tools before we get into the Copper Age. And then the next part would be copper into bronze. How many things can you do with copper that before you have to get bronze? And then bronze and iron, iron and the steel. I'm pretty sure the largest things is going to be Stone Age and Copper Age. You can do the most things that can't be done in the, well, the most things without having to progress. Bronze, iron, and steel should be able to do everything that happened before their time. But copper, I know, can't mine quartz and other hard elements like bronze can. And I think you need iron in order to get meteoric iron, but that's the only thing I can think you would need iron for. So, first thing we want to do is get this building set up. So I'm going to pick up all of our berry bushes. Which is not going to damage them at all because they can't grow anyway, so it's not like we're losing plants doing this. And what we're going to be doing is a 2-block tall system instead of a 2-block wide system. That way I can hopefully fit more. Like, I also want to change the order that they're in, so that the larger plants are in a different spot. Okay, now we're into the cranberries, which we have the most of. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of these. I was also thinking about getting a mod that automatically adds path blocks in wherever you walk. So over time, things will just randomly spawn in at your feet. And you can kind of see the path that you want to go in. Like, we walk pretty much through the tunnel to get over to the translocator and back. So there would end up being a path that spawns in as we're walking over it more and more. We also need to do a little bit of tree cutting today. Because I did just remind myself that we need a lot of birch and oak. The first thing I'm going to do is cut down all 4 of these birch trees, because they're going to be in the way for what we're going to be doing. So I need to find my axe. This maple tree, I think I'm going to leave it there as a like a staple point. I do, however, want that last bucket in, now that we can place it in. So let's come in here and hopefully have another bucket. No, all the buckets are out. So let's grab that bucket. Place it in right here. And then go get another one of the spiles. Throw that right there. So now we should be able to get 4 buckets worth out of this one tree. And I think it may be done producing maple syrup. Because it is March 1st, which means, hopefully, one, the crown stops falling off my head. But also that we don't have that much longer with winter. Because I was told that somewhere in April, the snow starts to melt away. I heard a shiver. I think there's shivers in the cave below us. I don't want you here. I do want to keep the seeds because we are going to be placing them somewhere else. I like using birch for the power setup stuff. Hopefully I picked up all the seeds. We won't know until something gets planted. I also want to place down our bighorns so that we can start getting goat's milk. It's regular milk in here, but I'm calling it goat's milk. I found out that they are not actually goats. They are considered sheep in the game. There are goats that you can milk, so that's why I was getting confused on what kind of animal they were. Okay, somehow out of all 4 of those trees, I only got 1 seed. Right, there's no tree sapling that's just randomly placed in here, is there? I don't think there is. We picked up the one that was over here, for sure. Okay, how do I want to do this? That's the next question. First, I think I want to kill whatever shiver is over here. Let's go into here. There's a bunch of dudes. Where's their boat's horn shooting me from? Oh, now I see it. Oh, there's so many! Oh, there's a shiver. I want to get it up here so I can attack without it hitting me. What? Surprised it killed me that quickly. But okay. I mean, I wasn't wearing my armor. I just realized that I have my armor in my pocket and could have used it that whole time. Alright, get back down here. Put this on. Get back down here, start killing them, or at least chasing them. I'm guessing this area is not lit up enough. Actually, I can tell that it's not that lit up. Right here. Looks like it could use another torch. We might want to do another torch run in here. Okay, they're all taken care of. Let's do the knife on the mobs that are up here. So that's the shiver. Drifter 1. And Drifter 2. Which happen to be right next to each other. I also want to get rid of the death marker. And we get out of here. Oh, I also still have the plank in my hand. I didn't mean to keep this on me. While we're here, let's check on the Corin to see how full it is. I had a feeling it was going to be that close. With this, we can do our first stack. Or, I mean, our first barrel. And I think this happens instantly. Yes. As soon as you put in the correct amount, it's instantly made. Alright, now that snow is filling this again. Let's just shovel this all out. I have no idea how much room I'm gonna want for all these shrubs. I think we should plan out the path for this building before we place down the berry bushes anymore first. Ah, damn. Hopefully if I keep doing this, because that just came back from where the berry bushes were. So that area was open for quite a while. To the snow. Alright, if we do this, I think I obviously want a path going from here straight out to the paths that we have right here. That seems like an obvious thing. Obviously, this is going to be 3 blocks wide. Would I want a diagonal from here over to there? Probably a slight diagonal, like this is a slight one. So I think I could just do one from right here, or wherever a diagonal line from the door goes. If we go a few blocks out, what would that lead to over here? Because we started this from a few blocks away from the door, so that would have been right here as the starting point. It's 1, 2, 4th block away from the door. One, 2, 3, 4. That's where it goes? Because this is 3 blocks wide. And then the next one is 4. So the 5th block out, is that the 4 block wide one, or is that the 4th block? 5th block is the 4-block wide one. So I am doing it correctly there. Okay, so starting right here, where does this lead to? It doesn't lead to the buckets, which is a good thing. And it leads straight to the chest here, which is honestly okay, because that leads to the left side of the door. So it's like midpoint to midpoint. I don't know, I think I need to see this completely done before I actually enjoy it. You know what I should have done? I should have left this here. And then just did that. I want to keep that. Take all that out. That's probably not all of it. No, it's not. Still can't get all of it. Wow, we have a lot of medium dirt. All that goes in here now. Okay, that's all of it. We wanted to move this over one, is what I was trying to get to. And then path blocks. So I need to dig this. And this is going to be the other side, as far as I can tell. That torch is going to be moved in a little bit. Now we do the middle point. That's 4. This would also be 4 here. And then this goes all the way out. I'm getting tired of all the snow. Okay, so all of this would have to be path blocks, and I'm not sure if I'm enjoying the look of it so far. I also don't know why I put these path blocks back if I was going to use them right away. And I don't think we have enough, so we might have to take a trip to one of the ruins that have a lot of path blocks just so we can dig it out. Don't forget, that torch is not going to be staying there. Okay, we weren't too far out. This should at least give me a good visual. Do I like this? On the minimap, it's a little hard to tell where the path is and where the dirt is because the dirt is not covered in snow. So that was kind of a bad thing for me. This kind of is okay. I think I might want to actually make the path skinnier. I think maybe having the paths 3 blocks wide is making things a little too bulky. Do we want to go down to being 3 blocks or 1 block wide and the side blocks being the curve, or do we want to keep it 5 wide? Because we really don't need them to be. And also, does this seem weird? We're not here to go in. Doesn't seem weird coming from the main house. I was thinking about putting some sort of cross here, so that if we want to leave the food area, we go straight into that. Right here in the center is the edge of that building. We would have to move this over one, which would mean moving the tunnel as well. I could do it right here. Have a 2-block path going in. Move this over one. And then go right in here. Until we hit the diagonal, I guess. That wouldn't be too weird. We just took all of this. We could also have the berry shrubs around it, around this one path that we're doing now. So all of that would be path blocks as well. I'm taking a snow out so I can see it on the minimap. Yeah, I don't think that looks too weird. The thing that looks the most weird on the map here is our triangle in front of our house. This big area here looks a little too big. Maybe I do want to switch down to being one. But then when there's snow on the ground, I go down this side. Kind of bobbing up and down because of the snow layer. Is that enough to bother me? It doesn't seem like it's affecting our walk speed. Maybe it is a tiny bit. If we went down the 2 blocks, the doors wouldn't line up pretty well. Or very well. But it would probably look better. The issue that we would have there is this one going into the tunnel is an odd number wide. Alright, let's check on the corn because it works relatively fast. It's only halfway done. I did also come in here to check on all this stuff. Actually, we can place that there. And use this bucket. We have a little too much blood here. Are we warming up? We are. And apparently this room is a house. I just didn't think it was. I'm gonna throw this in here just so that we can warm up a little bit quicker. That's another thing I want to get working on is getting pelts so that we can make fur clothing. Alright, what if I put brown more in my forehead? There is a slugma in chat if anyone wants one. Alright, that should be good. We could just fix the tunnel later and really only worry about our house here. We could do like a 1 block wide path leading to the door, and the main road is 2 blocks wide. I'm gonna look at this from the chicken coop, because I know that was oddly done. We didn't really make the area over here wide enough. Okay, if we make this 2 blocks wide, we can go right down here to the pigs. And then the pigs is 2 blocks that way. Let's do 2 blocks. So I'm gonna want that, this one, and this one. The thing that we're gonna have to figure out is when I go around the corner over here, where do I go? Or where do I take from? I can either take from here and bring it closer to the house, or I could take it from further away. You know what? I can see that this path block here lines up right against the smithery or smelting room. So I'm gonna go from here. Bring it away from that building. And then just like the rest, we'll go over. Turn this into a 1 block path. How are we already starting to freeze again? We just got warmed up and we're already at negative 1.5. Alright, this leads to the door. I don't think any of that led to the smithery, the blacksmith room. I'm gonna leave it diagonal here, and we'll look at that in a little bit. Let's first fix up this side. We can just go like this, so that we at least have a path for that area. And then this goes into where the diagonal is going to go. So where do I want to pull blocks from right here? Well, if... Hi, Mama. You guys will see her in a few seconds. If this is the midpoint... Actually, I was right the first time. This is the midpoint. We could have it on these 2 blocks going this way. That does seem like a rather sharp cut. Maybe I want to do it from this one instead. I think I will do it from that way. But first, I want to take these off. And the same here. And then over on this side. And then we want to take off the edges from both sides. which also means right there. Which then does that weirdly, so let's put that back. That lines up here, so we're going to take these. Pick up everything, and then we do the same thing on this side. Just so that there is a one wide diagonal here. And that brings us to the house. I think that's the last few that I have to pick up right there. Oh, I have more. I have a lot more, hold on. Okay, that was the last one. And then we have all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna put the dirt back where it should be. And then we will end up having to dig that back up later on when we do the actual sidewalks to this area. But for right now, I think it'll look better with the snow being where this is. Which means also filling in those. And then these. Okay, this has to get dug up. There's a lot of cobblestone that we can get from underneath these. Okay, that leaves us with a little dirt I can put right there, and a bunch of path that we can fill this area in with. And then we also have to cut this down. But in order for me to do that, I want to get a lot of medium soil out, so that I can fill in the rest of these as we go. Let's first finish off this diagonal portion, because there's only a few blocks. And then let's follow this all the way down. Why is that too high? I don't know. I think when we get back to doing some farming stuff, we might redo how we have our farmlands. I think I made them a little too big. Alright. Once all of that turns to grass, or at least gets snow covering it, it should look smaller than this. Oh, that's another thing. We have path blocks here. We're doing part of this just to get rid of all of this. So when I leave the house, I'd come all the way up here and go straight in. That'd be here. So this is where I want the path to be. We don't want this. This can get refilled. Whoops. I'm gonna leave that dirt there for a moment. Okay, and then we want to get rid of all the ones that we just placed here. Except for where it connects into that. But we do want to get rid of these. Which means that we could have left the crates exactly where they were. And it also means we don't have to move this torch anymore. Oops, that's not where I wanted that. And then all these. Pick up that path block. This wants to be path. Or should be, I mean. And... does this seem weird being one wide compared to that? Because we could make this one wide. I really only made this 2 blocks wide because of what it connects into, that being 2 blocks. We'll leave it 2 wide because we're going to put all of our shrubs against it. So I'm going to come back over here and put our paths away. All that. We should still have a little bit of low fertility. I want to go inside their house for a little bit. Let's eat one of our pie slices. Oh, I didn't eat it all the way. And we're going to put wood back in here. Then we have 5 different kinds of berries. I don't think they're going to take up very much space. Let's do the large ones first. So that's not blueberries. That is red currant, black currant, and white currant. Apparently I have the most red. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 block of space in between each one. And I might have to switch the sides of the path that this is on. And that's the path block there. Can I move all this down 1? I can move it all down 1. Okay, now my issue comes with not having a lot of room over here. So I think we are going to put the cranberries and the blueberries on this side. Just would be a lot better if I could see the ground without the snow so I can see what the area looks like. Let's get rid of all the snow right here. Apparently there's a little bit of cobblestone I didn't hide yet. Because it's not part of the path. I just want to be able to see this. I think it's been long enough that this might be done the next stack. It is. Add that in. I actually didn't need to seal it. And that quicklime is to get hides ready. Oh, this just looks odd having 1 piece of dirt there. But then again, I think it'd be even more odd if it wasn't there. If we had a path block right there, it'd make this look a little weird. And we'll have to deal with that in the future when we get into going through the tunnel. Okay, so this area doesn't look too bad. We could move the currents over here. The red and black currents. I'm gonna move this torch. We're probably gonna have to look at the torches in a little bit. Does this make these a little bit quicker? No, but destroying the bottom bush breaks both of them. Alright, if we started over here... let's leave some space. Oh, I can just look at the block and it'll play... Okay, never mind. That should look a little bit better. And then I think I can fit in these shrubs, so that is the same block. So for those, we're gonna double it up. Actually, we could double up all of them. Let's do that. If I take 4 from here, 4 from here, how many do I have left? So it would be like right here, I think. Oh, look at that. I actually did get the center. Alright, let's just go a little bit more. I think that'll look better. I'm going to do the same thing with these, but this time I'm going to do 2 blocks of space. Just like that. And then we will do that, I guess. It looks a little odd not being an odd or an even number. And then these, only 3 blocks. We could just do these here, being the white currants, until we find more. I don't know if there is a rare berry, but it seems like for us, it's the white currants. That doesn't look too... you know what? It does. I kind of want them to be there. We could just get rid of that one. And another reason why I did this 2 block wide path is because it leads to the maple tree. I feel like if we're coming from this way, it'll look pretty cool being able to see that, trying to see the whole tree, rather than it being 1 block and only being able to see that much with the amount of leaves. I think aesthetic-wise, that looks good. So now we have, what, 21 blocks of berry bushes and then 3.5 blueberries. Which is going to make the blacksmith, if we place them here, it's gonna make the blacksmith look like it's a berry farm. I think what I'm gonna do is actually move these with the blueberries into here, because this is a cute little grassy area. I don't think it would look too weird with everything over here. Especially if we go like that, and then we can put these right next to it. Oh, the little shrubs can't be placed too high. Okay, that brings a slight issue. So only the currants can be that high. I'm gonna guess cranberry cannot be too high either. No, it can't. Okay, well, that's how those berries are gonna be. I'm still debating on putting the cranberries right here. I also see a better path going right here. Going straight into the tunnel. I might move the path. To being here instead. This would be a good way to just connect it all the way in. This would have to be moved over. We're just gonna keep going until we end. At the building's path. I don't know how much further away. There we go. Because that kind of looks like a super highway in a way. And then this could be connected into that line. Rather than being way over here. We're gonna do it. Unfortunately, today's stream's been all about paths, the berry bushes, and then making a little bit of quicklime. This isn't all path, is it? It is. But honestly, no, I do want to get rid of that. And all this gets filled in. And then all this gets filled in. I have a feeling we're going to need more path blocks to do this. Yeah, we're a few blocks shy, especially right here. So this is not currently path blocks, and it is going to be. Which means our tunnel is going to be moved over as well as shortened. We're going to keep that diagonal there, but I want to get rid of all of this. Now, would that make this area look a little odd? Because it's not connected directly into it? I think it would. We're going to keep that portion there. We're going to need to grab more medium dirt. That's going to stay there. These are not. Put all that in. We should run out of dirt doing this. Or not. We still need a bunch of path blocks though. Probably only 10. Maybe not even 10. Looks like it's just 6 pieces. So now we can put a field of berries, cranberries, where the snow is here. We can probably also move the blueberries and white currants over here now. You know, no. I kind of like the blueberries being where they are. The white currants, maybe we bring them over here. Because it does seem a little weird that they're right here. Next to the blueberries, which are shorter. No, that's not where I wanted that one. Is that how I wanted it? No. I think that is because it matches the diagonal line here. Alright, so this is mostly going to be cranberries, and I don't know where to start with these. So I could start way down here, since we have so many of them. Bring them all the way down to here. Is this the path block, right? Yep. I think we will do this. Luckily, they should all start growing around the same time, because they can't grow right now. So their timer for growing is turned off right now. That was all of the cranberries. Okay. So we used to have 2 rows of 2 white cranberry shrubs. Now we only have 1 row that's very long. Was that supposed to be a piece of dirt? I think it was. Okay, and then we have the cross area here. We did not finish this portion though. Okay, so this here has to go. And so does this and this. That should be all the pieces now? Then that's what? 5 more? So now we get a little bit of a triangle in there. Not too bad, I like it. Once it gets filled in with either snow or grass, it should look a little bit better on the mini-map. You can now actually see that there's shrubs here. I don't know if the color of them is going to disappear over time. But another thing I want to do at some point, maybe during our 12-hour stream on Sunday, is I want to go into our cave and mine every single ore that we see, even if it would take quite a while to mine it up. Like, there is, I think, 1 or 2 iron nodes. I think this is one of them. I feel like there was one closer to the base. I guess that is the one. I just don't remember it being that far away. There's a lot of tin, which we're probably not going to use, and that says empty tin for some reason, but I left it there. We also have some locusts here that I did not delete. Let's go take a look at the locusts and see if I can figure that out, or finish that off. Do I need to bring anything else? We don't really need the sticks. Keep them on me just in case. This should be in our offhand. Not sure why it wasn't. And we need some food. So in here, I don't think I have anything. No, I do not. So let's grab this pie. And I'm just going to place it on the floor and then cut it. It's fresh for 16 days. I think we can deal with that. Not quite done, but it has 50 pieces done. And I think we can fit almost the rest. If we wait long enough, we can put the last 4 pieces in. Add that to there. Add that to here, this to there. And then that's making the last 64 pieces of quicklime that we need. Let's go find the locusts. They are right here. I'm pretty sure we looked and dealt with this. I remember doing the YouTube video for this recently. It should be the one that has a large opening cave to it. So if I'm not careful, I'm gonna fall in a hole. Yeah, right there. If we go to where these trees are, I'm pretty sure we dealt with all the locusts in that area. Apparently there's tin or something right here. Mixing those bushes. Where is the hole? It's over here. Did I fill in the staircase? It looks like I filled in the staircase. No, it's right here. I was just too close to the trees. Okay, if we head down in here. Some point I have a... I have a way of getting into that area. I don't remember how to get there. That is dirt, probably blocking some water. Ah, that actually scared me. Oh, hello. We just got a little bit of that from the drifter. Let's put on our armor. I have a feeling we're gonna get jumped again. That's empty. Are we getting more flax from using the Falk sword? No, I think we're just cutting it out early. Maybe up here? That seems like it's opening them up quickly. We're now going back in the base, or into our town. They went further in. That's a ruin. Directly underneath our farms, okay. Don't know what happened here. I think this drifter was fighting the Bowthorn. How did I get into the Locust Nest? This looks like a place that I already went through. So this is definitely not the right place. I already know it's not that way. Hello. I think it's the armors making it not hurt us. I think this is the way we came. No, but it's a dead end either way. There's some tin, so we're getting closer. Ah, here's the way in. If I remember correctly... Oh, we didn't finish these! Okay. I could have sworn that we did. Maybe we only did one of them? Ah, yeah, we did. Oh, I had a feeling there was another one. Stop it. Leave me alone. Oh, more tin. Okay, well what I am gonna do is go over to these locusts over here. We'll end the stream after we defeat all of them. Which shouldn't take too long. They do seem oddly farther away than they did when I first came in here. Like they're not even lighting up. There they go. And there's a Bowthorn down there. Where are you? Come on. Am I gonna skin it? There we go. So not only do we have a bunch of locusts down there, we also have a Bowthorn that's shooting at us. And this just looks like a saltpeter area. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's attempt to take this on. I think I have to kill that Bowthorn. Whoa! These are dangerous! The amount of, nightmare drifters. Not this drifter. But the one that's spiky. That one. Painted drifter is a little scary. Oh, there's two of them. Then, of course, the, shiver. Why can't I hit him? There we go. You need to die. Okay. Where are the nests? I think I need to first get rid of all these. So I'm not just continuously getting hurt by them. And just so I can get this out of the way. Oh! Okay. That had temple gear in it. I think I need to eat something so I can heal a little bit. Alright, let's get some dirt out, because I have no idea where the nests are. There's a few right there. One. Two. Iron and tin right next to each other. Oh, hello. Wasn't expecting you to be right there. I'm not seeing any nests way out here. It looks like they're all inwards more, if there's more. It's going off of how many spawned. I don't think there's actually that many nests. I thought we would have been overrun. Is that more tin? I also don't see any more nests. I can hear the shiver. I don't know where it is, though. Tin. Yeah, I don't see another Locust Nest. So it looks like we got everything. What is with all the tin in this area? What the heck? I've never found this much tin. Okay, let's get through all of this. Got a rusty gear from that. Where am I getting shot from? They just spawned here, because there's no way for them to get down here without being hurt. And there we go. Oh. There we go. Alright, time for you to die. Alright, can I get rid of these now? Well, that's the boat's horn. That's one drifter, nightmare drifter. Even more tin. And I think that's everything. Because we can't do anything with locusts. They're just there until they despawn. Alright, let's make our way out of here. Oh, there is one more nest. And it just spawned a few. Alright, let's go kill them and then we're out of here. Hello, Drifter. You hurt more than the locust, though. stop spawning on me. Okay, nothing new. Nothing new. Don't want these. Don't want these. Ooh, we got a Jonas part. Crafted gearbox, okay. Alright, now for sure I don't see anything else. There's another drifter. Is that the shiver coming after me now? Good, they fell down. Ah! I just want to leave. This armor does do very well. There's another drifter. Sounds like there's two. That was a deep shiver. Nothing too spooky about it, just does a little bit more damage. I think our way out is up here. Oh, that gave us a stone. Ah, you fell down. Here, have the granite and this granite. Why are there so many drifters? Now you guys can't get me. Alright, we can... What's going on here? We can get rid of this. If we need to, we can find that cave later on. Let's find our way out of here. Going off of the staircase that I built right here, it's not right there. I am turned around. I don't know where the way out is. Could be this way. I see snow. That's a good sign. Alright, I'm gonna take a moment to take off my armor. And then we're gonna go over what my homework is gonna hopefully include. Whether or not I get around to it, I don't know if I will. But this is pretty much the end of the stream for today. Since I am going to do stuff with coworkers. Store this in there, this in there. This all comes up here. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm missing something in here. Dirt goes there. This doesn't need to be in here. Let's do a little bit of these. And I guess we'll move the Jonas part to a different spot. Just looking over what's in here. You are something that gives us a little bit of temperature, and I'm not wearing it for some reason. Is it because of this? Huntsman tunic is +2. Okay, it is because of that. They're both type of shirt thing. Alright, up here, can I mix anything in there? Apparently I can. I think I might have to destroy the boxes and move stuff around again. I did that previously, moving stuff over here. And I think I might just do that right now with you guys. So if I just break both of them. We have the 2 chests. I want all of this to be mixed. Or to be switched over, I mean. We're going to put all of our stone-related stuff in the bottom chest now. Everything else goes in these 2 chests. There's no rhyme or reason to what goes in there. Should probably make sure that I didn't just put stuff up there that doesn't go in the first one. I just break that all again. And I start chucking things. It looks like everything right there. So if I stand in it now and we do this. Apparently I have the chest on me. If I open both of these, that should be good. Purposely clicking on it one at a time to make sure that I don't do too many. And that looks like everything. The only thing I do want to switch around is all of these blueprints. Sort again. Okay. And I think that's brown coal that I could place back in here. And we're going to get rid of the seed by placing it outside. I think I would like a birch tree somewhere over here. Right here. That is a stone. Just take care of that. I'm going to put medium soil there. That won't grow until it's warm enough outside, but at least we have it planted somewhere. Okay. So hopefully, when I get around to my homework, I'm going to be doing more leather stuff. We should have the lime all done. It does look like it's not spinning anymore, so I think that's because this is full. So let's come into here. All the lime in there. All the lime in there. I'm gonna get leather prepared and started at least. Let's turn this off so we don't have the noise going. I'm gonna hopefully go to another row and get the path blocks. And I'm also going to do the panning of the bony soil and moving this up. I'm gonna keep saying that until I actually do it. So, for our screenshot, I think what I'm going to do first is take a quick restroom break because of drinking all that soda. So I'll be right back, and then we'll get ready to raid out, which seems like a weird order to do this, but I can't wait. Alright, we're back to do the weirdest raid out I've ever done. So let's go take a picture of our path system here. I think what I'm going to do is shovel out the paths, just so you can tell in the picture that it is a path. So first do over here. I'm going to do all the way to the corner, but not going to do around the building. I'll do all of this. Did I just dug that out? I did. And I'm pretty sure this is also using my durability, but hopefully it's not. Piku, welcome in. Unfortunately, we are getting ready to raid out in a little bit. How have you been, Piku? I think the last time I spoke to you was during one of Finn's streams, because I missed your stream recently. Just get this done. I'm not gonna shovel all the way to the tunnel, because this should show well enough that that's what we did. Especially if we get the minimap in frame, which we should be able to get the minimap in there, in the picture. Then I got the diagonal, I got this. We can kind of tell that that's all shrub. It's going to be easier to tell that they're different shrubs when we have the berries actually growing during the spring. Welcome in, Cloud Cover. Unfortunately, your lurk is going to be put into a raid because we're going to raid out in a few minutes. Been sick since last weekend? Oh, that's why I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. Well, hopefully you feel better soon. Alright, let's do screenshot. Hopefully, nope, that did not do the screenshot at the right time. Okay, let's try this again. Screenshot. There we go. And the screenshot did go through. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.